Tell you why I love KG and what he stands for. The man can find a positive in any negative.
All right,
The
we
beautiful
back.
thing about when you go through a slide is that you learn from it. Not just saying that you learn from it, but applying the things that you've learned. He makes
Nigga wanna
mistakes,
talk while
he
I'm
learns,
talking.
he becomes an
Fuck.
NBA legend.
Start that game
It's
up.
not a bad model to follow.
Game up against the Lakers. Oh my God. 51 boom. Y'all get to see my traits and shit before the game. Is crazy. Mm, mm. Late night action with it. Get a little game or
Well,
two
it's time
in.
for the Sprite Ice Cold Keys to the game. Clark, let's take a look at the Lakers. What will be the key for them?
They cannot forget about Jose Calderon. He's a creative passer whose court vision allows him to see plays that others don't. I call that seeing a frame ahead. So defensively, they can't lose track of anybody. See the ball and see your man if someone slips free.
He on his court.
Who's that?
And the Lakers have possession. The steal by the Bucks.
Outstanding jump on the ball, Kevin.
To Mbata
Don't nobody see me.
working on Gasol. Zero. Now Mbata. He's up against Gasol. It's another look. Mbata can't get it to go.
With that, they find themselves missing on 4. Boy, when you run the fast break correctly, it's a thing of beauty.
And here are the Bucks now. 4-point game.
Don't even remember
Fresh from a win against Portland.
From
First
distance,
game.
they shot it extremely well. They shot good in other areas, but really the advantage was from downtown behind the arc.
And the Lakers have possession. They're getting their first look of the season at the Bucks in this one.
Yep, they'll see them twice this season, so not a lot of face time with these guys.
And here are the Bucks now. They trail by 6. And people do like to see these interconference battles.
Oh, I agree with you, Kevin. Definitely in some sports you don't get to play all the other teams on your home court, so the fans love coming out for these.
Artest with the ball. Turned in an outstanding game against Chicago. Bynum backs down. Over Thomas. Artest, good.
They're really giving them all they can handle here. The defense is having a hard time keeping up.
I can see it now.
Down low. Now Mbata. He's up against Gasol. And as you mentioned, the defense a step slow trying to defend this offensive onslaught.
Yeah, Kevin, I mean, when they're shooting at such a high percentage like they are, they're really difficult to beat.
And here is Thomas. Really played well against Portland in his last game. Mbata. Oh, barely misses the shot, but he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Kobe Bryant.
Tough interior defense means not allowing easy baskets. Good foul.
And he splits the free throws.
Come on, man, box him up.
Here's Red. Buries the triple.
This is called you must extend your defense, especially on the three-point marks.
So timeout called here.
Nobody trying to give me no
Los Angeles. This game
Kobe on the court,
heels
but
of
watch
their
the real
win
Kobe
against
take
Chicago.
over. That's
One
what
of the big things they
don't give
did,
me no assist in my
shot
next
blocking.
couple plays.
Big-time shot blocking. You don't see this kind of impact very often. There were some exciting plays going on in the shot blocking arena.
And the Lakers have possession. Here's Thornton.
Why would I repeat that?
Can't hit. And the Bucks going the other way right now. Red does not get the go-ahead bucket.
That was a judgment call. He took a quick shot there, but I thought it was a pretty good look.
Shoots. That's good. He's got 8.
He's really one of the big reasons why they have the lead now. He's playing an extremely efficient game. It's fun to watch.
On defense, the Lakers. They lead by 4. Some great shooters here. Let's check out the league leaders. You take a look at Gasol, a great player, second in the league.
Well, he's really a smart player. He doesn't take a lot of low percentage shots. As a matter of fact, he usually takes good shots. He's got that kind of discipline, and that's why he shoots such a high percentage.
He can't get the first. Our test will get a well-earned rest. He sinks the second. Knocks it loose.
Somebody
picked off by Bynum. The Lakers in the lead. Here's Gasol. Mbah yanks it down off the glass. The Bucks trail.
That's the way to manufacture your shot against a taller defender. Solid effort.
The Lakers with the slight lead.
They're looking to find the open man, and you can see their advantage in assists. However, they've got to cut down on the turnovers. They've got to squeeze the orange. If you don't take care of the ball, it comes back to haunt you.
We've reached the end of the first, and it's a barn burner. Still,
my boy went like this. Ooh, that man was just nasty, just exposed that nigga.
Now
it's crazy how early we got put in.
Averaging 9 points per contest. Make sure to catch this one next Tuesday. We'll see Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers. We're going to play host to the visiting Oklahoma City Thunder. Start time 7:30 Eastern.
But you know I can't travel.
And here are the Bucks. They trail by 1. And here is Red. 12 points his last outing.
Why you jump? Why you jump?
And here is Bryant. And here is Bryant. He's guarded by Calderon. And Los Angeles turns it over. Quickly, let's check out the Eastern Conference standings. The season in full bloom.
The Hawks.
You look at the Hawks. Right now they're off to a fast start. First place in the conference.
No disrespect to the
and
home
of
team.
course, there's the Bucks.
But
a lot of ground to make up. Milwaukee in the lead. To Red.
He got his back.
0.
Oh, excuse me. Oh,
the handoff to Red. Petrus with it. Gets in close. Finishes with the soft touch.
He isn't known for his soft touch at the rim, but he did a really nice job of laying it in with defenders lurking.
Bucks on D. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter.
Stay over there. You not ready.
From the left point. Sweet touch by the 9th-year veteran out of Spain.
Person.
Petrus from short range. Lamar Odom pulls it in. The Lakers trail. To Farmer. From the paint. It's blocked. Great play by Red. Here's Milwaukee now. Down low. Red's shot is right there.
Excellent anticipation there, Kev. He placed that pass perfectly.
Here's our test. Odom gets good position and corrals the miss. Here's Farmer. Misses the 3.
With nobody around, he can't get it to fall. Won't see that very often.
The dump off to 0. To Calderon. Blocked.
Oh,
he gathers the loose ball. Great play by Gasol. And the Lakers have possession. It's a 3-point game. And looking forward to this Saturday, the Portland Trailblazers hit the road. And they'll take on the Magic at Amway Arena. Tip-off time, 7 o'clock Eastern.
You can count on it that both teams want to win.
Yep.
What the heck, Kevin? This isn't a shot put competition. You don't get extra points for distance.
Okay.
Gasol. Covered by Petrus. Artest trains it from just inside the three-point line. He's got 7.
He's been extremely active out there.
Well, cut to
He has the
what
stats
are
to
you
prove it. Terrific hustle.
To Ward. 6 seconds to shoot.
I tell you what, coach doesn't encourage him to take those, but everything's forgiven when they drop.
Timeout called the Lakers. Playing as a team so crucial. Let's see the NBA's best. Take a look at the Lakers. Second in the league, having an excellent season.
This is a team that gets great enjoyment out of making the pass that leads to the score. As a matter of fact, they like getting the ball up more than they like scoring it themselves. They really rely on each other and trusting each other at the offensive end.
So it's the Lakers now. Here's Walton.
Bill Walton.
Brown grabs the rock. Right wing. Walton guarded by Red. 0 is tagged with the reach. That's his first foul of the game. Bucks on D. He's guarded by Mbamute. Here's Walton. Finally, a follow-up jam.
Well, that's where he's so dangerous. You let him hang around the rim area, and he'll make you pay, as we just saw.
Oh, he a ball.
No good. The Lakers could opt for the quick shot here. That would leave him with the final possession. The shot is off, and the Bucks going the other way right now. 32 seconds left in the second. The handoff to 0. In close. Yes! And the foul. It's going to be on Kobe Bryant.
Oh, what I tell you.
The Bucks going with the new group. Good for the three-point play. Here's Vujacic.
Here, they'll want to hold for one shot.
Outside. Here's Vujacic. What a buzzer beater.
That's simply a big-time shot right there, Kevin. To have that amount of concentration with the clock winding down is something special. A lot of players don't have that. Man, there's been a lot.
Now it's time for our T-Mobile halftime report. All right, let's look at the team stats. The Lakers have been making some... Welcome, everyone. The second half of this 2K Sports NBA presentation getting underway. We've got quite a battle going on in this one. The Bucks trail. Petrus with it. He has 7. Six seconds to shoot.
How do I call a timeout? Oh, I can't call a timeout. Bro, they didn't even let me take my pro hop.
Look at how the standings are as we go out west in the Western Conference after half the season has been played. Look at the Lakers. Long way to go still in the season, but even so, they've got the top spot. And, of course, the San Antonio Spurs, a half game back. And here is Red. 12 points for him.
Well, it's obvious they've definitely come out ahead when it comes to rebounding in this particular contest. Boxing out, good positioning, and then pursuing the pump.
Cheryl Miller has something for us from a conversation with Scott Skiles. Cheryl?
Hey, Kev, the top priority, he said, was this. They've been out-rebounded, out-muscled, and as far as he's concerned, that's not going to cut it. He said, we're going to have to get much nastier on the boards if we're going to close this game. That's the latest from courtside, guys.
Thank you, Cheryl. On defense, the Lakers. A rim-rattling jam to finish the break by Petrus. 2:01 left in the third.
They got Kobe in there.
And the Lakers call time here. And the Bucks with some adjustments here. And here is Bryant. He's got 10. Pulls the trigger. To 0. From close range, graceful finish. He's got 12.
You know, there isn't much that the defense can do to stop them in this half, Kevin. I mean, they're scoring with relative ease. Everything is flowing nicely. The ball movement, the player movement, the passes right in the shooting pockets. I mean, that's excellent offense.
He completes the three-point play. Well, Lamar Odom has made his tour around the NBA, college at Rhode Island. He's played at Miami with the Los Angeles Lakers, the Clippers. He's been around. Every place he's been very effective. And he seems to really kind of fill a role which they need him to fill.
Yeah, I think he's very comfortable being the second and third option. His versatility lends itself to that. I also think his demeanor and his disposition lends itself to that. He's a guy who doesn't necessarily need to be the go-to guy. He's comfortable in his own skin, knowing what it is he can do and realizing how important that is to his team, even if he's not the so-called marquee guy or star guy. And you've got to have those second or third fiddle guys who are comfortable in producing in that role, and he's one of those guys.
That's a good appraisal. And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. And now let's highlight the highest scoring teams in the NBA. Look at the Lakers, an exciting team to watch, currently second in the NBA.
They score the ball so well and so quickly because they play with great freedom. I mean, everybody is confident in each other. They know the coaches are.
And here are the Bucks now. They trail by 3. Here's Thomas. Sinks it.
Well, Kevin, both teams have really been battling all game long. It's been a great game to watch.
Bryant leads him in. Farmer. Count it and the foul. Some adjustments for both teams.
Wow.
No good, and they don't get the three-point play.
A good job getting to the line here in this half. I mean, I think that speaks a lot to this team's fortitude. They were determined to get that ball inside and draw fouls.
And here is Red. He's got 12. Calderon, that's good.
Explosive offense. These two teams have been going at each other this entire game.
And here is Bryant. They lead by 1. Here's Farmon. That's good.
Nice screen to set up the J. Excellent offensive execution right there.
And here is Red. On the perimeter. Calderon to the right wing. To 0. From inside. And Bynum pulls it down. The Lakers in the lead. Here's the break. Gets in close. Farmon leads the game in assists. The Bucks still have time here.
That's right. But they've got to keep their composure. Got to play with poise. Stay cool and keep chipping away at it.
Thomas down low. Bynum on it. Oh, draws the hard foul, and he'll head to the line. It's on Andrew Bynum.
Well, he got hammered. The Deep definitely got their money's worth on that front.
Gets them both. So it's the Lakers now. 3-point lead. He better get going. Kobe. And that is good.
That's simply what a superstar does. He can make the most difficult plays look silky smooth. That was a perfect chance to finish on the break, and he let it slip away.
To the baseline. Here's Thomas. Tipped. The Lakers with the block, and it's still a 5-point game.
Nice speed. That's the way to keep the ball moving.
And the Lakers have possession. It's a three-point game. Inside to Gasol. Over Mbamute. Bynum, no good. It's a neck-and-neck game here in Milwaukee. The break is on. Milwaukee turns it over. We'll go the other way.
Got sloppy. In a close game, you have to take advantage of every opportunity.
Coach Jackson signals for a timeout. They're winning by 3. 1:48 left in the fourth. Cheryl Miller has something for us from a conversation with Scott Skiles. Cheryl?
Thanks, Kev.
2-on-1. Send it
Keep
up.
active
Send it
on
through.
D. He told them, I want steals, deflections, any way you can get them. Let's get physical out there. Let's put pressure on them. Got it.
Okay, thanks.
Just like they drew it up in practice, Kevin. Sweet dish inside.
Got a hand on it. Farmar with an assist. This trip up would have 10 for the game. To Bryant.
Oh my God.
Thomas got caught sagging into the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. Kobe Bryant really making a difference here.
He's really in the zone and is racking up the points and bunches.
He certainly is. He's getting all the looks he wants and is finishing his chances.
They need to do
Knowing
something.
damn well we lose. Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no
He
way.
didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second.
And here's Bryant. 15 points in the game. It's a pick by Bynum. And the turnover by the Lakers.
The line's there for a reason, young fella. Stay in the game.
The Bucks trail.
Very little time left here. They have the ball, but they are going to need big plays to pull this off.
Right? Ain't no fucking.
Here's Red. Hits the tray.
He's been stroking it from long range all game long. Actually, most of his points have come from beyond the arc.
Less than 1 minute left. Gasol. The dump off to Bryant. Artest with the ball. Answers right back with a 3 of his own.
He's not going to let anyone get the best of him. He'll trade threes with you all game.
9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
He's not a sensational dunker, but he flushed that one just to make sure.
The Bucks will go for the intentional foul. Target on the first. Does make the second, and that puts them up by 5. Coach Skiles calls a timeout. They're losing by 5. 23 seconds left in the game. Clark, what are your thoughts?
There's not much time left here. They need to score quickly and then intentionally foul to send the other team to the foul line.
Now, Mbamute. He has 5.
Hit the 3. Oh my gosh.
A rebound by Kobe Bryant.
How much better a look do you need? Good mid-range shooter. Should have been money in the bank.
The Bucks are intentionally fouling. It's the first. That increases their lead to 6. Can't connect on number 2. Now, Mbamute. Michael Renner's on the wing. Misses. The Lakers win the hard-fought game as they outlast the Bucks 65-59. Kobe Bryant is the Jordan Brand player of the game and some solid numbers.
Well,
that's it for us. On behalf of Clark Kellogg, Cheryl Miller, and me, Kevin Harlan, thanks for tuning in to NBA Basketball on 2K Sports.
That right there was a solid game of hoop. Your shot selection was outstanding tonight. Some of them didn't fall, but that doesn't mean they weren't good shots. I've always stressed the importance of good shot selection. It's nice to see that you don't give away possessions with bad shots. Moving on, I'm going to give you some quick motivation for the next time you play with these guys. Your man dropped way too many points on you. How does that make you feel?
My
If
man.
there's something that you don't want to be known for, that's being a poor defender. All in all, a good game. Let's keep the momentum moving forward.
Jalen Brown had. I was guarding Kobe. With that, bruh. Oh my. Hit his shit. Told me, my man. Kobe ain't my man. I guarded him. I dropped 14 points. Kobe had 15, but I'm not a shooting guard. Jordan Farmar had 6. That's the 8-point guard. How he dropped that many more points than me?
The kid may be young and still gaining valuable experience, but Kevin Durant's got a great head on his shoulders. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. When I heard him say that, I knew he was going to be something special.
Oh my gosh, and I start.
Zero gets the nod, and this is the first time hearing his name called in the starting lineup.
Well, he hasn't solidified himself yet in the NBA, but this is a guy that I think has a chance to be a solid pro. I don't think he'll ever be a star, but if he can maintain the right work ethic and attitude, I think there's a place in the league for him.
And now it's time for the Sprite ice-cold keys to the game. All right, so Clark, taking a look at the Bucks, what's going to be the key for them?
They do not want to allow a big game from Shaq. He has to be accounted for. He's got one heck of a knack for scoring in the paint. So you've got to fight him in the post area. Don't let him get that deep, sweet post position. Otherwise, he'll make you pay.
And Clark, what about Cleveland? What do they need to keep in mind?
Well, it all starts with LeBron James, the stat sheet stuffer. He's doing everything, and he's doing it all at a very high level.
Doing it all. I like what you said. He can score any way. I mean, long, short, dry. He does it all.
I think the greatest strength of his game is the ability to get points in the paint. He shoots a high percentage because he takes the ball to the rim.
We'll see how it pans out. Thanks, Clark. So it's Cleveland now. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
One of the big things they did, shot blocking. Big-time shot blocking. You don't see this kind of impact very often. There were some exciting plays going on in the shot blocking arena.
So it's Milwaukee after LeBron James's miss. Mbah connects from in close.
Just like they drew it up in practice, Kevin. Sweet dish inside.
Here's Poe, got a piece of it. The Cavaliers will keep possession.
Good heads-up play to deflect that pass. That's why you stay active on defense with your hands. Make them use that clock.
And here is Williams in the game against Philadelphia. Very impressive.
An outstanding pick there, and he still couldn't get the basket. Next time he gets a look that good, he's got to make it count.
And here are the Bucks. James with it. We saw him with 29 points last game. To LeBron. The Cavaliers turn it over. This is the second meeting of the year against this Bucks team.
And the last time, boy, it was a real aggressive game against these guys. Got them into a lot of foul trouble by attacking the basket, and they ended up with a decisive win.
Cavaliers on D, trailing by 2. Hooked away, stolen by James. Clark, if he can get the other side to commit early fouls and have to take a seat, you're forcing guys to play who are not used to heavy minutes.
And no matter how much they practice minutes and game minutes are totally different, so it can be tough for those reserves.
Now, Mbah following the score by Cleveland. 0. Lays it right in.
That's where you're going to get the high percentage looks. Easy 2 there.
And here is Williams. Terrific swat. Stuffed it and grabs the rock. The one-man stop by 0. Here's Red. Kisses it off the glass and in.
That's exactly the way you practice it. Hit the open man for the great look.
The Cavaliers trailing. James on the perimeter. O'Neal inside. Thomas is on it. 6 seconds to shoot. Williams trains it for 3.
This is called you must extend your defense, especially on the three-point marksman.
Here's Red. Can't answer back with his own 3. The Cavaliers with a chance to retake the lead. Here's James. Parker does not get the go-ahead bucket.
Really not enough defensive pressure there to force that miss. He's got to be disappointed.
Here's Red. And Shaquille O'Neal pulls it down.
He's had some problems finding the range here in this quarter.
Here's Parker. Gets in close. Almost a 3-point opportunity. Instead, he'll go to the line for 2. Anthony Parker played 5 seasons in the Israeli League. They won 5 national cups. A perfect entree into the NBA.
Yeah, he actually played an exhibition game when he was playing for that team.
Oh, that's right.
And played against the Raptors, and that's how the Raptors found out about Anthony Parker. A terrific story, and he certainly has proven their investigation fruitful, because he's one of the outstanding three-point shooters in the league and also one of the outstanding young men in the league. He's a guy that a lot of guys look up to because of how he carries himself and his IQ on the basketball court.
Oh,
lower scoring than the last.
Reach. That's his first foul. So it's Milwaukee now. Lead pass. Red lays it in. Sweet time to lead into the rack.
No one really contested him at the basket that time, Kevin. He's just too good in there to leave the door open for.
9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Six seconds to shoot. Here's James. It bounces out of bounds after the shot. Let's take a moment now to check out the top scorers around the league. Well, you look at LeBron James, among the league leaders, 4th in scoring.
With his unbelievable scoring ability, he is such a security blanket, not only for his teammates, but for his coaches. I mean, this is a guy that you can count on to produce night in and night out at a high level, because there's just not anything he can't do at the offensive end of the floor. It really makes the coach's job a lot easier. Just give him the ball and let him do his thing.
The Bucks have taken the early lead.
Well, their defense has been superb, Kevin. They're talking, working together, and really making it a challenge to.
All right, the first quarter had a lot of good action. I think we'll be in for some more here in the second. And here is West, averaging 6 points per contest. And a look at tomorrow night and the Chicago Bulls. They'll be hosting the Atlanta Hawks. The game gets going at 7 o'clock Eastern.
It'll be fun to watch.
Milwaukee in the lead. To Bell. And they call goaltending. They'll give him a bucket. As we grind through the season, let's see how the East is shaping up. Taking a look at Cleveland. Right now they're in 7th in the conference, looking to build on their record. And of course the Bucks, way down below.
Boy, still looking for their first win.
And here is Williams. His last outing, he had 18 points. O'Neal inside. Thomas is on it. Drains the easy jump. Nice bucket by the 7-year veteran out of St. Vincent St. Mary High School. And here is Williams, averaging 16 points a game. LeBron. Here's James, connects.
He's just so gifted offensively. He's a tough guy to match up with.
Calderon buries the free throw line jumper.
Nice screen to set up the J. Excellent offensive execution right there.
Red's shot is right there.
His agility and soft touch really paid off there. Not many players could have laid that in.
And here is West. And here is Williams. Let's go with the three. Shot's good from West.
There he goes. He didn't get a three in the first, but starting to look for it here.
Now Mbamute. Stolen away by Parker. So it's Cleveland now. It's a 5-point game. Left wing. Here's O'Neal from close range. The shot is off. And the Bucks going the other way right now. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
They had problems defensively, Kevin, and weren't able to stop the onslaught of production. It really just kept coming at them all game long. Anytime you have to face someone or some team that can deliver monster performances like they had to deal with, it could be a long game.
And tomorrow's game is at 8 o'clock Eastern. We'll see Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers. They head out to East Rutherford, New Jersey to take on the Nets. Start time set for 8 o'clock Eastern.
You always want to get out of there with a win in that.
So it's Cleveland now. The Bucks missing that time. Here's Williams. West snags it. Parker gets the bucket from 20 feet away. He's got 6. On offense here, the Bucks. 3-point lead. LeBron is whistled for reaching in. That's his first foul. Some great shooters here. Let's check out the league leaders. And you look at Shaquille O'Neal. So solid around the basket, currently 3rd in the league.
Field goal percentage is always a function of the kinds of shots you take. And this guy here, I tell you what, not only does he make a high percentage of the shots, but he takes good shots on a regular basis.
On defense, the Cavaliers. They trail by 3. 0 is called for the charge. That's his second foul of the game. Now let's check out some scores from yesterday's action. A road win for the New York Knicks. The Bulls lose in Chicago. It's a road win for the Orlando Magic. The Heat unable to defend at home. Out in Portland, the Trailblazers pick up the win. The Suns falling short there. And that's all we have for you right now. So it's Milwaukee now.
Boy, they've really been scrapping for rebounds in this one. Neither club really dominating the other one.
Here's Green. It's in for 3. And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game.
We need this game all the way back.
There'll be more coming your way next Wednesday. It'll be Carmelo Anthony and the Denver Nuggets. They'll face the visiting Atlanta Hawks. It all gets underway at 7 o'clock Eastern.
This should be a good game.
And here are the Bucks now. To Elson. Here's Red. 0. Dives for it. A steal by the Cavaliers.
He got caught napping. You've got to pay attention and protect the bid.
Hit his foot. And it's whistled a kick. A different group set to go for the Cavaliers. Bucks on D. Parajau down low. Thomas is on. Boone with the bucket.
Doing a great job from the field in this quarter. Really have improved their shooting here.
Leads him in. Warren hits the left of the rim and gets the friendly bounce. Sweet touch by the fifth-year veteran out of Syracuse. And as you said earlier, they've improved their shooting. And Cleveland has possession. Here's Thomas. Hits. Nice pass leading into the bucket.
You have to play smart with the ball in your hand.
Stolen away.
Way too many turnovers from him in this one, Kevin.
Tipped. The Bucks trail. He was talking about his turnovers, Clark. He just doesn't look confident out there for some reason.
No, he's very shaken, he's uncomfortable, and he's unsure. And we all have days like that. Even those of us that do our job pretty well, you just have to get focused and move on, try to relax, and try to get something good going for you.
And here is West. 5 points in the game. Here's Poe. Buries the short-range jumper. 7 points in the game.
Well, it's almost impossible to miss when the D is playing that song.
He completes the three-point play. The Cavaliers leading. Inside. Dumps it off. West. A little long, but it goes in.
Even though it was early in the shot clock, that's an opportunity you can't pass up, Kevin.
Timeout called the Bucks. A different group set to go for the Cavaliers. So it's Milwaukee now. They haven't trailed by more than 7. They host the Kings after this game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. To 0. Dumps it off. Here's Red. Nails the easy jumper. He's got 11.
My goodness, Kevin, their offense has really caught fire. And if this keeps up, they won't be behind for long.
On defense, the Cavaliers. It's a 1-point game.
Great assist on that basket. He's seeing the floor well, and he's making some beautiful passes.
Cavaliers trailing. They've got to push it. Here's James. Off target from downtown.
Can't fault that shot since he was wide open, but he may have rushed it just a little bit. Well, the defense put pressure on him, and frankly, he'll miss some of those even when he's wide open.
LeBron. Off the mark from 3.
Tough break there, Kev. He found an opening on the floor and got a nice clear look. Just didn't convert.
Alexander.
Screen coming, screen coming.
Count the baseline J.
The pick wasn't ultra effective, but it got him just enough room for the score.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. Some changes there for the Cavaliers. And here is Williams. A 3-point spread on the scoreboard. And here is Williams. 6-point game. Here's James. Lays it in off the glass.
He's starting to pick up his game in this half.
So it's Milwaukee now. Trailing here by 8 to Warwick from 17 feet out. Bricks it off the back iron. The Cavaliers with the ball.
And they've got a chance to push it to double digits.
Backs him down. With the hook shot. That's good.
He seems quite confident in that hook shot. The defense wasn't even close to blocking that one.
Coach Skiles wants a timeout. They're behind by 10. 2:12 left in the 4th. Cheryl Miller has something for us from a conversation with Scott Skiles. Cheryl?
Hey, Kev, he wants his squad to focus on pounding it down low. He said dunks and layups, guys. That's what we want. We'll see if they can get it to the rim, Kev.
Okay, thanks. He recovers it. Off the pick. Goes there. Fades back. Kept alive. Here is Mbamute. Yet another miss. Here comes Williams. It's a 10-point game. Left. Connects off the screen.
Kevin, I think you've got to fight over the top when you're defending him. He's got such a quick release that you can't give him any space.
And here is West. 9 points in the game so far. Inside, graceful finish.
Kev, they're looking in pretty good shape right now unless they have a total collapse.
The Bucks take a full
Lost
timeout.
to late.
They're losing by 14. 1:03 left in the game.
Exactly.
So it's Milwaukee now. It's a 14-point game.
Well, he gives up some height, but he didn't give up the rock. Nice ball.
The Cavaliers on a bit of a roll here. Here's James from short range. It counts, and the foul. It's going to be on Peters. Good for the three-point play. The Bucks looking for a basket to put an end to this run.
Yeah, they need a bucket soon before this gets out of hand.
Now Mbamute, averaging 6 points per contest. Goes up, in close, finishes with the soft touch.
He's been extremely active out there, and he has the stats to prove it. Terrific hustle.
And Cleveland has possession. Here's Parker, guarded by Red. 6 seconds to shoot. To Parker. Jacks up the triple. Shot's good.
Right on the verge of victory now. They don't need much more than to just take care of the basketball.
And it's Petrus missing. The Cavaliers walk away with a double-digit victory as they defeat the Bucks 71-53. LeBron James is the Jordan Brand player of the game and some solid numbers.
Yeah, he did an amazing job of seeing the play ahead of time and setting up his teammates with good looks. Great performance.
I think this definitely tops what Baggins has. But Baggins got what the fuck he got. Oh my God.
Well, that'll do it on behalf of Clark Kellogg, Cheryl Miller, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. Kevin Harlan saying so long and see you next time.
What is this?
Good game. I saw some flashes of brilliance out there. Your shot selection was outstanding tonight. Some of them didn't fall, but that doesn't mean they weren't good shots. I've always stressed the importance of good shot selection. It's nice to see that you don't give away possessions with bad shots. And now for the bad news. I was really disappointed in some of the passes you were making tonight. I know there were some I bet you wish you could take back. The Rock is your friend. Protect it like it were a family member. To summarize, let's just say, good job.
Take a moment to check out the Sprite ice-cold keys to the game. And for the Kings, Clark, what should they key in on?
Well, Kev, Kurt Thomas is a guy they've got to keep under control. He's an excellent rebounder on both backboards, so you've got to get into him and deny him prime position inside.
And Clark, since we're talking about the keys, how about Milwaukee? What will be the key for them?
Well, Kevin Martin is a player you know was a top priority on the scouting report. He's not afraid of contact. He seeks it, in fact. He loves to get in there and be physical and does a great job working himself to the line. So defensively, you got to stay low, move your feet, chest him, and don't foul him. Make him earn tough shots.
It ought to be a compelling game to watch. Thanks, Clark.
Kevin, you know Spencer Hall has only played 1 year at the University of Washington, but this big fella has tremendous upside. He's very skilled. He's not afraid to bang. He can shoot the ball out to the three-point line, actually, but he's a guy that's comfortable with his back to the basket. I think he's going to be an outstanding center. He's going to grow into being a better defender. But right now, he's quite skilled on offense.
On defense, the Bucks. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
But they just never seem to get on track. They struggle to get into their usual groove. I mean, it seemed like they were disjointed and off balance and tentative all game long.
Now Udrih. 11-point game his last outing. Inside. Here's Thompson. Buries the short-range jumper.
Beautiful, beautiful pass. Well executed there.
To Mbamute. Ren puts up the baby hook, and that one's good.
That's a nice job of getting the ball in the paint and burying the shot. That's exactly how it's done.
Here's Martin. Lost him out in 14.
Outstanding jump on the ball, Kevin. Great D leads to easy offense.
And here are the Kingsmen. This game against Milwaukee here. It's their first look at the Bucks.
Yep, they'll see them twice this season, so not a lot of face time with these guys.
Bucks on D. Here's Martin. Thomas snatches it inside. And the people do like to see these interconference battles.
I agree with you, Kevin. Definitely in some sports you don't get to play all the other teams on your home court, so the fans love coming out for these.
So it's Sacramento after the basket by Milwaukee. No Sione. And here is Hawes. He's guarded by Mbamute. Udrih can't hit. Milwaukee in the lead. Stolen by Thompson.
The lob was a little misjudged and he couldn't get control of it. A tough sequence there.
Here's Martin. The three, and Udrih gets it to go.
Well, the D will live with that one. That's really not his range. So even though he bagged the three, I figure they'll still let him shoot those.
Here's Warwick. Lays it in. Sweet time to lead into the rack.
Well, it's almost impossible to miss when the D is playing that song.
Right wing. Mark outside. Connects from downtown.
You've got to get to an open guy behind the arc, especially one with his shooting stroke.
Warwick. Now Udrih, averaging 10 points per contest. Here's Thompson. Lays it right in.
He isn't known for his soft touch at the rim, but he did a really nice job of laying it in with defenders lurking.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. Look at the Lakers. Right now they're off to a fast start. First place in the conference. And of course Sacramento, 7.5 games away.
Yeah, I mean the Nets can't.
So it's Milwaukee now, trailing by 2. Five on the shot clock.
Easy look in the paint. Defense got abused there.
Here's Martin, averaging 26 points a game.
Oh my God.
51 seconds left in the first. Here's Evans from short range. Graceful finish.
No one really contested him at the basket that time, Kevin. He's just too good in there to leave the door open for him.
Milwaukee turns it over. We'll go the other way. Milwaukee is just getting everything they want inside.
Points in the paint have been the story so far, and I don't think it's going to change unless this team starts defending with physicality, bodying up without foul.
Here's Martin. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. So it's Milwaukee now. 4-point game. Martin misses the buzzer beater. The Kings have taken the early lead.
They're making the extra pass and finding guys for open looks. I love the discipline they've shown in their offense so far.
And we end an exciting first quarter. The score, 16-12.
It's the beginning. That team that they do mess. They think they split.
All right, the first quarter had a lot of good action. I think we'll be in for some more here in the second. Now Calderon really struggled in the loss against Cleveland. We hope you're going to tune into the NBA on Christmas Day. It'll be Kevin Garnett and the Boston Celtics, and they'll take on the Magic at Amway Arena. All starts at 2:30 Eastern.
You always want to get out of there with the win in that one.
So true. And here are the Kings now. Jose Calderon missing from long range. Here's Evans. Calderon pulls it in.
That was simply a case of style over substance, and he missed the shot as a result.
Here's Red. Gets in close. Hawes with the rejection, and it's still a 4-point game. Lead pass, Garcia. The shot is off, and it's Milwaukee the other way. Following this game, they'll hit the road to challenge the Pacers at Pacers Arena in Indianapolis. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Here's Thomas. Flanked off the front of the rim. The Kings leading. Here's Thomas. Misses the layup. The Bucks trail.
I'm back. I'm feeling like momentum boost.
Peaches. From deep three-point range, Garcia reels it in.
Kevin, he threw that thing up from another area code. He's pretty confident in his range, maybe a bit too confident.
So it's Sacramento now. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter.
You've got to close out on that mid-range jump shot. He's extremely deadly from there.
Here comes Calderon, averaging 9 points per contest. Hands it off to Red. Peaches with it. From about 19 feet, and the basket good.
Nice screen to set up the J. Excellent offensive execution right there.
So the Kings call timeout. They're first, coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
That was kind of hard.
I didn't think we saw a real strong outing defensively from them, Kevin. And very few teams can get away with winning, maybe a handful of games, if that, relying solely on their offense.
And here's what happened yesterday in the NBA. Out at New Orleans, a win for the Hornets, loss for the Nuggets. The Bucks drop one on the road. Cleveland with the win. The Clippers grab one on the road. The New York Knicks going down. And back to the game we go. So it's Sacramento now. They lead by 4. We hope you're going to tune into the NBA on Christmas Day. And the Phoenix Suns, they'll be hosting the Los Angeles Clippers. Start time, 6 o'clock Eastern.
They're a lot of fun to watch right now.
All right. Good for the three-point play. Got a piece of it. And here comes Martin. 5 points in the game. Udrih to the paint, to Thompson. The shot is off, and it's Milwaukee the other way. 2:16 left in the half. Grant. Yes, from downtown. He's got 5.
What a run. They're making shots and playing lockdown deep.
To the high post, to Udrih. No Sione. Here's Evans. Nets it from the wing. And we're now all tied up at 20. On offense here, the Bucks. Their defense has only allowed 4 points in the quarter. And here is Red. Down low. 5 on the shot clock. Here's Red. Shot no good. And the Kings the other way. 1:16 left in the second. Evans, right wing. Trains it from just inside the three-point line.
Back and forth they go. Just keep trading the lead. What a game.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. As we grind through the season, let's see how the East is shaping up. Take a look at the Hawks. Long way to go still in the season, but even so, they've got the top spot. And checking out Milwaukee, more than a few spots below. And here are the Bucks now, trailing by 2. And Mbute gets the bucket. Nice bucket by the 2-year man out of UCLA. And here comes Martin. He has 5.
Oh, that's wet.
6 seconds to shoot. To Nocioni. He's guarded by Mbute. They couldn't beat the buzzer. That's a turnover. We hope you're going to tune into the NBA on Christmas Day. We'll see Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers. They'll be playing host to the visiting Cleveland Cavaliers. Start time 2 o'clock Eastern Time.
It'll be fun to watch.
So it's Milwaukee now. Thomas inside. He's against Hawks. Here's Red. Hits back rim and out.
He hasn't been able to get on track here. They'd be smart to hold it now for the last shot.
And Sacramento turns it up. Chance to check out the Sacramento Kings' upcoming schedule. They'll be taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. That'll be the second of 4 games at home for them. So it's Milwaukee now. Here's Garcia. Can't hit.
Well, both teams are still neck and neck, Cal.
Yeah, this one could go either way.
With that shot from, yeah, so my look. What? That's all they got. That's great.
That's it for the first half. The score all tied at 22. Well, it's time for our T-Mobile halftime report. All right, let's... Welcome, everyone. The second half of this 2K Sports NBA presentation getting underway. We've got quite a battle going on in this one.
I'll tell you what, Coach doesn't encourage him to take those, but everything's forgiven when they drop.
The Kings trailing. Nocioni. Tipped. Nocioni with it over Mbute. Nice shot by Nocioni. And here is Red. He has 5. And here is Red. Working on Martin. Good.
Plays like that tell you who's hungry and who wants.
Now Udrih. Here's Martin. Connects from in close. He's got 7.
Those are the shot opportunities you want, right in the lane.
And here is Red. averaging 28 points a game. The Bucks will keep possession. Chance now to check out the schedule for Milwaukee. They're facing the San Antonio Spurs. That'll be the latter half of this two-game homestand. The Bucks going with the new group. So it's Milwaukee now.
It's hard.
To Red. Almost a three-point opportunity. Instead, he'll go to the line for two. Andres Nocioni picks one up. A lot of people were surprised that Michael Redd, when he came into the NBA, was drafted number 43 overall. Surprised some, didn't others. What about you?
I was mildly surprised, but again, it worked out to Michael's advantage because he was able to be around Ray Allen and Sam Cassell in terms of his development. And when he got a chance after this game, he was able to show he was capable.
Do you think he has the best jump shot in the NBA right now? One of the top 2 or 3 in the league?
I would certainly put him in that category. Now, it doesn't look the prettiest from a form standpoint.
You're right.
But in terms of quickness of release and range, it's right at the very top. They have clearly come out here with something to prove.
To the inside. Thomas, that's good.
We've seen them make 3 of their first 4 shots. That's good shooting to jumpstart them here.
To Thompson. Evans. Let's go with the 3. Gets it to go. 12 points for him.
They're playing at a really high level to start the half. Hitting all of their shots so far. Good ball movement and shot making.
On defense, the Kings. The lead is 2. Thomas stacks in close, nails it from close range.
Hey, that was a nice move on the inside for him. He's not a natural post scorer, but he sure got it done right there. Way to knock it down.
Timeout called by the Kings. The Bucks going with the new group. Bucks on D. So it's Sacramento now. 6-point game. Martin with the bucket.
Man, these guys are going absolutely crazy from outside. Ever since the second half started, they've been nailing them nonstop.
And here are the Bucks now. They trail by 9 points. Now Calderon. Baseline. Here's Warwick. No good. And the Kings the other way.
Wide
So far
jump
today,
power.
they're showing a little more effort and hustle. They've got a small advantage on the glass right now.
Can't sink the first. And that advantage you're talking about, Clark, certainly one of the factors in this league.
Well, there's no question about that, Kevin. Each of those rebounds are creating another scoring opportunity for him. Kevin, you know, when I look at Kevin Martin, he's wispy. He came out of a small school, Western Carolina, but this guy's a big-time scorer. He's got speed, he's got tenacity, he's got range, and he's got a scorer's mentality. He's always on the attack.
Thompson, he's guarded by Thomas. Udrih. It's in for 3.
The defense has to know what's coming here. They've got to get to the shooters. I mean, it's that simple. Get out to the shooters and challenge the shot. Explosive offense. These two teams have been going at each other this entire game.
Thompson in the paint. Thompson was parked down low and got hit with the 3-second call. The Kings flip the switch these last few minutes and can't miss from downtown.
It's kind of contagious, Kevin. One guy hits and then another, and pretty soon everybody's knocking down threes.
And here are the Bucks now. It's a 10-point game. Here's Petrus. The shot misses. And the Kings the other way. Here's Evans. Got a hand on it. Good D by Mbamute. He completes the three-point play.
Right now, they're benefiting from the whistle. They can come back to win the game. You can point to their willingness and aggressiveness in taking the ball to the hole as the main reason.
Here's Martin. 18 points for him. Five on the shot clock. To Nocioni behind the arc. Gets it to go. Nice shot by the 6-year veteran out of Argentina. Here's Milwaukee now, trailing by 10. Red on the paint, finishes with the soft touch.
He's flipped the script here in this half, shooting a much higher percentage from the field.
Here's Thompson, flushes it with the one-handed jam.
With his length, Kevin, he doesn't necessarily have to go way up top to throw it down.
Here's Red, knocks down the trifecta.
They're down right now, trying to stay in the game with the three ball. They shot a lot more here in the second half than they did in the first half. And I'm not sure I agree with that strategy.
And here is Red. 17 points in the game. So it's Sacramento leading by 5. Passes it back to Evans. Seconds to shoot. To Udrich. Nocioni. Off from three-point land.
He's typically money from out there, but he couldn't strike that one. My goodness, Kevin, their offense has really caught fire. And if this keeps up, they won't be behind for long.
They're winning by 3. 107 left in the game. Clark, what are your thoughts?
Martin is such a great scorer for this team, and he's made a reputation on being able to make big shots late in games. So I've got to think they're coming to him for this play.
Now Udrich. He has 6. Smart backs him down. Not the run. Red with the rebound.
Normally he sinks that shot. His mid-range game is excellent. He just misfired that time.
Less than 1 minute left.
Big-time basket in the clutch, Kevin.
Now Udrich. Big possession. The crowd on the edge of their seats. The Kings will look to run down the clock. Udrich is called for the charge. That's the second foul of the game.
Great D. He set his feet, took the collision, and got the whistle in his favor.
Zero having a dominant impact in this game.
He's been pouring it on in the last few minutes and has been a force offensively. Things will really start to open up for his teammates now because he demands an awful lot of attention.
The Bucks on a bit of a roll here. Leads him with the pass.
Yeah, both teams have ramped it up here in the second half.
It's a neck-and-neck game here in Milwaukee. Here's Udrich. Sinks it.
Kevin, that was so clutch. Now they really need a defensive stand.
So it's Milwaukee. It's a one-point game.
Looked like he had the angle. That's a bad miss that close to the goal.
The Bucks will go
That's
for
what
the
I'm
intentional
saying.
foul.
It's that close shot. Like,
Foul
ow.
and send them to the strike.
That game is
Lucioni with it. He's guarded by Mbamute. The Bucks commit the intentional foul, and they'll try to extend the game.
Yep, they'll send them to the line and hope for some misses. That's their only hope right now.
Good on the first, and that'll put them up by 2. Off on the second. And here is Thomas.
Oh. Gonna hit the timeout button fast.
Red, the Kings win the nail biter as they defeat the Bucks 60 to 58.
I couldn't get the
For his steady play, Kevin Martin is our Jordan Brand. And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Cheryl Miller, and me, Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports.
Good performance tonight. Your shot selection was outstanding tonight. Some of them didn't fall, but that doesn't mean they weren't good shots. There is no better way to put your team into a position to win than by taking smart shots. Moving on, I'm going to give you some quick motivation for the next time you play with these guys. Your man dropped way too many points on you. How does that make you feel? If there's something that you don't want to be known for, that's being a poor defender. To summarize, let's just say, good job. I certainly can't stop you, but I would strongly recommend not upgrading that attribute given the player you are.
Child on the flip side.